everyone, welcome back to my craft room and back here on my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. We're going to do hopefully what we're going to call a fun little craft. Back, gosh, it was sometime last year I made a real cute little card, and it had a half flap, a half fold where the piece was cut out, and on the inside, on the top, I put a circle. People went crazy for that card. It was the simplest little card ever, and I thought, let's revisit that, but let's do it a Christmas card, and let's go even further and let's make it a very untraditional Christmas card. So I've got a card base here. This is 8.5 by 5.5. We're gonna cut and score this in just a minute. I have a piece of pink cardstock. This is just a piece of pink, and this is all stuff that I had in my craft room. And then I had this is not it, that goes with something else. I had this pack of paper, and this is by Prima, and it was called Santa Baby. And I remember buying this, and it's been a while, and I don't even know if it's still available, but this paper was absolutely gorgeous. And this is the piece we're going to use today. And it has a texture to it, so it's like it's embossed. And the other side is foiled. See that beautiful foiling? And you get several sheets of each one. And then, of course, you've got the strip here. And then you have like a ledger on the back side. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous pack of paper. A lot of cut-aparts in this pack. There's two sections of cut-aparts. That one, and then there's this side. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful pack of paper. And I thought, why not? Look at that stripe. Is that not gorgeous? So untraditional for the colors, but yet everything else with this paper pack looks absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you how I go about cutting and scoring. And let me grab my paper trimmer. I am going to put this in at, this is 8.5, so we need to cut it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to line it up at 4 1/4, but I only want to cut down halfway. I know this is 5.5, so 2 3/4 would be half. And I've got my little mark right over here, so I can see when I get it there. So I'm going to cut from, let me take my blade up. I want to cut from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to cut down to the 2 3/4. So I'm going to hold my paper, and I'm going to cut until this lines up with my little 2 3/4. Like that. Then I'm going to lift this, and I'm going to move my blade out of the way, and then I'm going to bring my score blade in, and I'm going to score the rest of it. Then I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to line this up to 2 3/4, and I'm going to bring my blade back up to that cut line. This is one way to do it. There are other ways to do it, but this I thought would be a really easy way. So at 4 1/4, I'm going to slice all the way up. And that cuts out the piece. That gives me my card base that I need, and we're going to fold it this direction. Now, if you have a little bit of hangover right there, it's not a big deal. Stick it back in your trimmer if that bothers you, and come up and just trim that off. Now, if it doesn't work, my blade didn't cut it, you can always open it and trim that off with your scissors. I'm not going to worry about it. You can also grab a sander. This is just a nail file sander, and you can sand that piece to get any of those little pieces that are, you know, just looking a little ugly there. Just like that. Now we have our card base. So now with that, we are ready to build our card. So I told you I wanted to use that pretty paper, and I wanted to use that the sparkly paper. Isn't that pretty? I think I got that in my my Ollie haul. But I want to put this down like this. I'm going to kind of lay the card out and show you what we're going for. Put this on top. And then we can close that down. Then you will see that part. Now I took a piece of that pink and I cut a decorative circle. And those circles came from, I went into my old dies. You know, I have bukus of stuff from way back when, because I've been crafting for quite some time. I found my regular plain circles and I cut out a circle with these, like that. And I can tell you what these dies are, and I'll put that in the description as well. These dies are about 3 1/8. That's about, did I say 3? Yeah, about 3 1/8 for the large one. This one is the smaller one, and I cut it in white because we're going to need to do some stamping. And this one is about 2 1/2. And then, like I said, this one is, they're a Gina Marie die set, and they are called Loopy Circle dies. I don't know if Gina Marie still has these, but I will link her. I will link her in the description, and you can check that out and see. I still got some little pink places in there, but you can check that out and see if that die is still available. If it's not, any decorative, we all have decorative circles. Just grab, you know, I always say use what you got. So what we're going to do next is we are going to, let me find my, oh, okay, here it is. We are going to take our circle and put that down like so. We're going to use a piece of this paper, and this is the back side of what I put down in here. Here's the back side. Beautiful little cups of hot cocoa with little snowmen. Isn't that just so cute? I want to put this down on my front. Is that going to fit there? Maybe I miscut. Let's see. I definitely miscut this. So we're going to cut that off about 1/4 inch. And when I'm cutting glitter paper, if the other side is just a card stock edge, I like to put that into facing up for my blade. Let's see if that'll work. And then this can go right about here. Oh yeah, that's much better. And then this piece can live on top of that. So let's put glue on the back of this piece and put it on. And I've got some other samples I want to show you of what I've done with this particular card. One of them I haven't completely finished it. I don't think I've done anything on the inside, but you can at least get a general idea on the outside what we're going for. So I'm going to give that a good press. I'm going to bring my Ergo bone folder over, and I'm going to just give that a good press to make sure everything is adhered. And now this can go here. So let's go ahead and glue these down. So I'm going to run some glue on the back. It always looks like I'm using so much glue, but I promise you that is the tiniest little bit of glue because it's coming out of that little needle nose applicator, and it really doesn't put down a lot, just a little. Okay, that one's down, so let's do the same with this. And see there, if I wanted to, I could use that side, and I did on one of the cards, and I'll show you that in a minute. I guess it was my prototype, and I thought, well, why not make this one a little bit different? And I am going to lay this down like so, give it a press. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to really adhere that. I really like to press my glue in, especially if I'm gluing on glitter cardstock. So now this is ready to go in right here. So again, And you can use whatever your adhesive of choice is. You can use liquid glue, you can use a tape runner, you can use sticky tape, you know, two-sided tape, whatever is your preference. I'm a glue girl. I like the wiggle room, but there are times and places where I will use a tape runner because, and look at that. Now what we want to do is we want to put this right here. And you can see already the card is starting to come together. And I hope you remember this card from back when I made it before. I thought it turned out so cute. Now what did I do with my little cut apart that I had to go on this one? Well, I hope I don't have to fussy cut another one because, oh, here it is. I cut Santa. I thought he was just so stinking cute, and we can put him right on the middle of that circle, and how cute is that? So what I want to do is I want to adhere this to this. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back of this glitter piece. And I'm going to just stick this down right in the center. And I'm using that stitching. See the little stitching area? And give it a press. And then this looks like it has a grain in it. So I'm being careful as to how my grain's going. I think I want it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and hold on to it. I'm going to bring it up just a hair more, something like that. And then I'm going to hold my thumb right there. And I know that I can only put glue on this part. And I'm going to use a good amount of glue because I want to make sure that that piece sits on there nice and straight. And I'm going to look at it from the front, and I'm going to move it a little bit. And if I got glue under there, I'll use my little gummy eraser and get it, but I didn't. It looks like it did really well. Now for this piece, I want to stamp a Merry Christmas on this one. And I have one of, what did I do with it? Do y'all lose everything in your craft room like I do? I'm sure you do. This is All Is Bright, and this is an older one of May's stamp sets. And I'll have a link below for that as well. But I'm going to use this Merry Christmas because it fits so good in this circle. And I want to stamp this in VersaFine. So I'm just going to free-handed stamp this. When I say free-handed, it means I'm not going to grab a stamping platform. It's a fairly simple, straight-on sentiment, so I think we're good. I'm giving it a good press to make sure that ink transfers. Oop. Very good. And cover that ink back up so I don't make a mess. And now we're ready to put this on this piece. I want to pop this up, so I'm going to grab some pop dots, dimensionals, whatever you have that will help yours to sit up a little bit. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, those are minis. I don't want minis. I want some regular size. Oh, those are minis too. Is that all I have in here, or minis? Well, it does appear. No, here's a sheet of full size. Okay. So I am going to take 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I am going to put one more in the middle, just for good measure. And let's grab a pick or something just to pull these off with. Like that. And then let's put this down something like this. And we're going to put Santa Claus right here on the front. And I think I'm going to raise him up just a little bit like that. I think he's so cute there. Or do I want to bring him right about there? But we're going to pop him up as well. So let's get some dimensionals for him. I definitely want one on his hat because I don't want that to, you know, get wrinkled or broken off or what have you. So just put down some of our little dotty dots. Maybe one or two more and we should be good to go. It's probably overkill, but that's all right. All right, and then here and here and here. And now we are going to set our Santa right about there. Now, you know what? I don't need one up there because that's going to glue down onto the other side. Let's pull that one off. Yep, we don't want that to glue down. Okay, so we have this one ready. This one's going to go inside, but you want to make sure that it hides behind the one that you have on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position it where I want it, and I'm going to move it to make sure that's exactly how I want it, and that is perfect. Then I'm going to pick it up, turn it over, and here is where you can use a tape runner because I can't really deal with holding glue and this. So I am going to just run that tape gun all over the back and see if I can get my finger out, making sure everything is like I want it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold over my card and give it a good press. Press, 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 press. And now our sentiment is exactly where we want it, and this card is done. Now I am going to cover this piece, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with a piece of this and maybe even another piece of the glitter. So I'm going to cut that out and do that. But let me show you some of the ones, and this one I did do it. This was my inspiration for this one. I did this one with the cocoa, and this is a little too busy to stamp one, but this wasn't. So I put wishing you all the flavors of this delicious season. I cut this out of one of the cut aparts, and I fussy cut that, and this handle was kind of a cream color, so I just grabbed a marker, an alcohol marker, and colored it pink so it looks like it blends in. And when you open it, it's the same way. But see what this little piece does here? It really does make a difference, and it kind of finishes off your card really well. So that's one that I did, and then I kind of went crazy. Don't you love it when I go crazy? This is the one I have not finished on the inside, but look at this. Now, would you know that it was the same card? I got to put my inside, and I got to decorate here. But I did this one with the poinsettias, and these were all dies, and I just cut them out. And then I took a punch. I have this punch, the star punch, and I punched this out in some of my leftover gold. And when I made this, I cut the middle out of my gold, so I did not waste this. I have I have another gold piece. Oh, you know what? I think I used it on something else. I thought I had laid it over there. But I have that gold piece that I can use for something else. So that way I'm not wasting an entire piece of gold foil, because let's face it, our gold foil is very expensive. But I love the way this turned out, and I even took and cut a half of a circle and put gold up underneath this, so you can kind of see the gold coming through underneath the wreath. And that's what it looks like. It looks like a poinsettia wreath, and I love the way that one turned out. So here are my 3 cards that I did, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I have making it. I think all 3 of them turned out really cute. Hey, and I got 3 of my Christmas cards just about completely done. I am going to go back and put a piece on here, and I am going to go back and put a piece here, and then put my circle with my sentiment on it, on that one, or something. I think I'm going to do a verse or something in here. This one is just, I can't really say which one's my favorite. You know, it's like your children. I love them all, but I love them all because of different reasons. So anyway, thanks so much for tuning in with me today. God bless and keep you. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. And remember what I say in every closing: let everything that you do and say bring honor and glory to our Savior Jesus. He is worthy. So until next time, take care of yourself. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.